It's getting in the water. Here, we will come over here. So cool.
Let's come in the water. See, they have the food over there.
How's everybody doing today? Can you hear me? Yeah? All right. Thanks for coming out to the Oregon Zoo today. My name is Jason. I'm one of the elephant handlers here at the zoo. And today, I brought some of my buddies with me. This is Gilbert right here. Everybody say hi, Gilbert. Over here, also looking cool, is Amy. Everybody say hi, Amy. And Joe is going to be working Mr. Samudra. Samudra is our 14-year-old Asian bull elephant. He is just like a 14-year-old boy. He wants to eat everything we have, break everything we have, and he is starting to go through puberty. Yeah, so he gets a little confused from time to time. Ah, big boy. I don't have the treats. Now he's going to try to splash me. Stand over here, out of his way. All right, so what he's doing right now is for this training little pool party that we have cut up carrots, sweet potatoes, apples, banana, the melons, but we have learned that the carrots sink to the bottom of the pool. So that's what he's doing. He's kind of like, we throw him in here first thing, he kind of comes in and bobs and dives, and he's actually looking on the bottom of the pool. He's got his eyes open under the water. I get a lot of questions about how long he can stay under the water. It's about long enough to make you worried a little bit. About a minute or so I've seen him. That is a big splash, isn't it? He's just getting warmed up too. Now hopefully you guys don't get soaked over here. Right? So he did all that just for a little apple. This guy right here will get over 100 to 150 pounds of hay a night. And that is just about every elephant. We have 5 elephants here at the zoo, which leaves us about 75 pounds of compost waiting for us in the morning per elephant. So you guys get to see us do a lot of cool stuff out here, but really a lot of the job is a lot of picking up, scooping, raking, hosing. So I told you this is Samudra, right? He's 14. He won't even be considered an adult till he hits about 20. He's about 9,700 pounds, depending on what time of the day you weigh him at. You guys gotta let me know if I'm gonna get wet. By the time this guy hits to be an adult, he'll probably be about 12,000 pounds. So he's got a lot more growing to do. So we do a lot of training with these guys. So these are Asian elephants, not to be confused with their African cousins, right? And one of the big dead giveaways to figuring out if it's an Asian elephant or an African elephant is to simply look at the ears. They have tiny ears like this guy. You gonna put the ears out, Joe? Come on, man. He's got other plans. He's going off script. But if you look at his ears, they're pretty small for him being over 9,000 pounds, right? If you're watching a show about elephants and you see the elephant's ear and it's in the shape of the continent of Africa, it's an African elephant. It's a real easy way. There are a couple of other different physical characteristics that separate them. If you look at the end of his trunk over here, right, you notice he's got one small finger-like appendage, right? That's called the lobe. Now the Asian elephant has one, the African elephant has 2, one on top and one on the bottom there. I get a lot of questions about his tusks, right? We do blunt them from time to time. The ivory, of course, will grow about 1 to 3 inches a year. And because this guy is so rough with his ivory, we do try to trim him back a little bit. What you got to remember about those tusks, right, is they're actually teeth. So they got a pulp cavity that comes down and it stops about 3 inches from the tip there. So anytime he really likes to rearrange all of his furniture out in the yards. So we keep them short to kind of lessen the leverage, the amount of leverage he has, or the amount of pressure to put on those. Because if he was to break one of those tusks and it damaged the pulp cavity, we'd essentially have to do an elephant root canal, and nobody wants to do that. So like I said, we have 5 elephants here. Of course, this big knucklehead. There we go, that was okay. We have 3 females. He's out here right now with his mom and auntie. And then we got the other male over here. His name is Samson. And we have a breeding recommendation for him and Rose too. So we've been actively trying to set the mood for that. Now here we go. We're going to get 2 feet up in the air. There we go. Off for a couple pieces of carrots, huh? So like I said, we do a lot of training with these guys, mainly because, like I said, he's almost 10,000 pounds. I physically cannot make him do anything that I need him to do. So a lot of the training philosophy we have here is building a relationship with our elephants. It's the same as if you were training a dog. We use clickers. So it's a lot of positive reinforcement. Gets you pretty far with elephants. Here he comes. Nope. Come on, Joe. Now we do a lot of things with these elephants every day. They get baths in the morning. As you can see, Joe and I actually just got done giving this guy a pedicure. So they get pedicures. You look here. You look at Joe's new trim work. It's very nice. One of his favorite things to do, because he just has to place his foot up on a stool and then he just gets to sit and eat the whole time. Yeah, right? Not a bad gig. I think he's going to do another splash here. I get a lot of questions about how deep the pool is. So it's a gradual 10 foot down here at the end. It's a really nice component when you have aging elephants. They're able to get into the pool and float some weight off their ankles, their elbows, and wrists. One of the other unique things about Asian elephants is you notice the color pattern on his face, right? He's got all these little spots at the bottom of his ear as well. He's very unique to Asian elephants, and pretty much they're born with so much pigmentation, and as they grow, they start to develop these patterns.
Look at that, Maddox, can you see?
And each one is very unique to each elephant. You got a question? What's your question? Why is his eyes red? That's just the color they are. They go red, white. It could be also his membrane as well. Yeah. Why does he splash so much? That's what we're doing out here. We're just doing cute stuff. Yeah. What's your question? What's his name? His name is Samudra. Do you have another question? Can he shoot water from his nose? Who wants to get wet? No, we're not going to do that. And I'll tell you why. Because if you've got a trunk full of water sprayed on you, you'd be walking around with a funny smell all day. It always sounds like a good idea, but trust me. No, we're not going to ask him to spray, because then he's going to want to come up and spray me, and I don't want to walk around all wet all day. Does anybody have any questions right here? No questions? You guys are supposed to tell me he was right behind me. You guys have a question? Don't worry, there'll be plenty of time for question and answers. What about down here? You guys have any questions? 14. 14. What's your question, man? How long's this trunk? It's probably about 8 to 9 foot. Yep. Is that Amy? Amy's answering all your questions down here? How long do they live? Great question, right? So the average lifespan for Asian elephants is about 45 years. And that's a combination of elephants in zoos and also out in range countries. Whoa. Most of the zoo elephants I've walked around and lived past 45. Packy here was 55. Hey. Cut it down with the splashing around the microphone. What? He's taking a break, huh? You think he did a good job? Yeah, what about you guys over there? You think he did a good job?
Yeah!
You think he should deserve some melon?
Yeah!
All right, all right.
Oh, we also pooped in the pool!
What's your question? So that's an interesting. So how big are his ears? They're about. So I mean, you can see them, right? Like, so they're like this big. And then his tusks. You know, we haven't measured the tusks. They're about a little over a foot long. Yeah. You got any other questions? You having a good day today? Yeah? All right. All right. Any other questions? What kind of physical contact? So we do a lot of our hands-on, like a lot of the stuff. Some veterinarians do. We can collect blood. We do that ourselves. We do all the footwork, all the skincare, anything that's not too involved that we do. But yeah, so we do we don't share space with them. All right, so there is always a barrier between us, but it could be, 3 pieces of cable, or it could be bollards, so a lot like in the barn, we have these big cement bollards, and then 3 feet, and then another bollard. So they can't necessarily get at you, but they can get at you. Yeah. So he was born here. Yep.
Did you have a question over here?
Does he have a favorite food? Probably
Yes.
a watermelon.
Why does his head look like a bud?
Like a what?
Like a
He's
bud.
14.
Like a bud?
Yeah, why does
All right,
his head
gang. I just want your
I
attention
have
for
no
one
idea.
more minute. I want to say thank you guys for coming out this weekend, hanging out with us down here at Elephant Lands. Myself, Amy,
Also,
Joe,
we-
and Gilbert will be around
Also,
to
we
answer
pooped in
any
the
of your
pool.
questions. We love talking to you guys. Thanks for coming
So,
down here to
yeah.
Elephant Lands, supporting the zoo. You guys have a good holiday tomorrow, okay? Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Can they interbreed Asian and African elephants?
No.
No, they can't.
No. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could, but nobody would do it. It would be unethical to do it because they're 2 different distinct species.
So they would never do that in the wild because they're in different continents.
They're
and so,
way further apart, yeah.
So in a zoo, no one's ever done it? Right.
That I know of, no. I know that they have African females and Asian females together, but I've never heard of somebody intentionally crossbreeding the 2 species. Yeah.
Would it be, and so it would be unethical because they wouldn't, they're both elephants, right? Or
They are, but they're different.
different enough that it'd be
The other,
problematic.
yeah, possibly down the road. And the only way you're going to sustain the population, like with this guy's here, there's less than 100,000 left in the wild. African elephants, about 250,000 left. So the ones we have in the zoos, we want to make sure that they're genetically viable for the next 100 years. So if you were to introduce an African species in, it just throws everything off. Yeah, so.
What was the historic original amount for both species?
Like in the old 1970, there used to be like 1.5 million African elephants. Today, less than 250,000. So they've been decimated. African elephants mainly for the tusk, and this guy's tusk, and then destruction of their habitat. So, yeah.
Asian similar kind of thing in terms
Yeah.
of the numbers.
Oh, yeah. Asians are a lot worse. There's